I'm Ethan, I love muzzleloading. This week I'm driving my toddler 20 hours to experience the 18th century. Historic Martin Station hosts events year-round, but this event in particular is called Virginia, America's First Frontier, recognizing and remembering the men, women, and children that were dedicated to heading west, deep into a harsh wilderness, looking for a new start for their families. Virginia, America's First Frontier is a multi-day, ongoing living history event that allows you to experience the Western frontier like never before. Joseph Martin Station comes to life with hundreds of the nation's best living historians, artists, craftsmen, and demonstrators. America's First Frontier is hosted and coordinated by the Wilderness Road State Park and sponsored by the Friends of the Wilderness Road State Park. While the station and the environment itself is absolutely awe-inspiring, you could argue that the best part of this event here at Martin Station are the educational seminars. Running from 10 till dusk each day, about a dozen seminars are presented with a variety of topics, from improving your impression, coffee in early America, the expose of the 18th century woodsman, essential implements of the Virginia farmer, surveying the frontier, and many more. I'm looking at the list right now, and I really could have spent the entire weekend at seminars, and a few of them I wish there were clones of me so that I could attend each and every one of them. Really, if I had one critique of the event, is that several hours throughout the weekend there are seminars that I would like to go to happening at the same time. That's a good problem to have. While you can't see the seminars after the fact here, I'll list each of the seminars in the video description so you can check them out. Start planning your trip out for next year. The seminars don't necessarily repeat from year to year, but you can expect a similar theme from year to year. I even got the opportunity to participate in a mob that burned an effigy of King George in classic late 18th century Virginian style. If you couldn't occupy your time enough with the setting and the seminars, you could travel through the Sutler Row, where you could talk with traditional artists, craftspeople, and vendors about their wares and equip yourself to experience the 18th century on your own. And while the setting and education at Martin Station is wonderful, I think it does pale in comparison to the people, friendships, and community present there. This was my wife's second event on the road, actually camping and experiencing the event. And again, she was blown away by the friendship and camaraderie at these events. As a young family out in the middle of nowhere, we can feel a little bit listless from time to time. Our small town has some community events, but getting out and experiencing an event like this and hanging out with so many like-minded individuals really brings a warmth to us. There's real connections to be had at an event like this. You can connect with friends new and old and build bonds that I think will last a lifetime. Events and sites like historic Martin Station here are vital to the continuation of that community, and I think American culture itself. There's been a lot of discussion lately about living history events and their sustainability. Attendance at many events is shrinking. Participation is waning as we're going through a generational shift as we say goodbye to many of our loved ones and friends as they pass on to the next life. From the outside, it can look like these events are just camping with extra steps, but it's hard to articulate the feeling and the importance of being at an event like this. Regardless of if you're just in a city or town park where you're in mown grass and you're in your 18th century clothes, or if you're in a historic site like Martin Station where you're surrounded by what the 18th century could have looked like, and in many parts did look like, there's a blood memory almost of experiencing this that is hard to describe. And I'm trying to articulate this, and I'm continuing to work on articulating this so I don't sound like a crazy person, because it's more than camping. It's more than cooking over a fire. It's more than the funny clothes. There's something there that you can ask any person participating at a living history event, and they say there's something more to it. But we've got to find a way to articulate this. And I'm sharing this question with you because I want to see these events grow. I want to see them expand, and I want to see more people at these events enjoying this and connecting with the people, places, and history, because it's vitally important for us. I think now almost more than ever. So as you're watching this, maybe pause and think about that some. What makes this important, and how can we get more people involved? How do you describe to a stranger on the street what living history is and why it's important? And what can we say to convince more people to get involved? And getting involved doesn't mean traveling 20 hours to an event like this. It can be just as simple as doing it in your backyard, doing research at your local library, or listening to a podcast where you're learning more about the history of the folks that came before. Participation is varied these days, and many people participate in a way that's comfortable for them, but we'd like to see more, as always. So think about that and let me know what you think in the comments, or shoot me an email, or talk to me about it at an event. I think 95% of the conversations I had at Martin Station were about that very thing, is how can we get more people involved in history, and how do we share and spread this passion that we have to the public and get more people involved. The dates are already set for 2025, May 9th through 11th. Attend the Wilderness Road State Park, Virginia, America's First Frontier event. I'm planning on being there with my family once again. We had a wonderful time. I can't thank the park staff and the volunteers enough for all the hard work they put into this event. We had a wonderful first time and can't wait to attend again. Once again, I'm Ethan. I love muzzleloading. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Tell them about throwing your money under the bus. Show the back of your mom.